Hello and welcome inside the Sanford Coyotes Sports Center, where we are talking USD women's basketball with head coach Dawn Plitzuweit, as we do each and every week. Dawn, the South Dakota women have officially now reached the halfway point of the Summit League season, and you did that with last week's wins against North Dakota and Western Illinois. The first of those, of course, coming Thursday night up in Grand Forks. And if you like rugby scrums, this was the game for you. This thing was physical from the word go.
Well, it certainly was, and I thought our young ladies really responded well. I think North Dakota does a tremendous job of really attacking the rim, spacing the floor, and finding ways to attack. And our mindset was really to try to get ball pressure and take away the lane. And I thought for the most part we did a really good job of that. So I thought the way that they attack you can become very challenging and can become a very physical battle. And I thought that our young ladies did a great job of responding.
63 total fouls, which resulted in a combined 59 free throws between the two of you. Now, games like that from a fan's perspective can be difficult to watch, but as a player or a coach, how difficult are they to participate in?
Well, I thought they were. The way the game started, it wasn't quite as physical. There was a little more flow in the first quarter, and then second quarter started to get to be more of a free throw shooting contest than it was in the first. The third quarter didn't have any flow to it. It was challenging from that standpoint, and then figuring out how to make sure that we had kids in the game who weren't necessarily in foul trouble or had to learn how to play hard and play smart at the same time. So I thought it really helped us get better in a lot of ways.
Statistically, the numbers that really jumped off the page in this game were all related to defense. You allowed them just 24% shooting. They were 1 of 15 from three, 28 points off 20 UND turnovers. Afterward, you linked all of that back to defensive awareness. Can you explain what you meant by that?
Well, going into this week's games, we really had an approach defensively that we really wanted to get back to who we are, and I thought our defensive awareness of what they were trying to accomplish and getting the ball around the basket was really important. And again, getting the ball into Lexi Claybol's hands for North Dakota is something that they're very, very good at. And so I thought that our young ladies did a great job of being aware of where she was at all times and knowing when to help and where to help from, because she's a kid that is so talented and one of the top scorers in the Summit League that if you let her go one-on-one, she really has the ability to score in a lot of different ways, and that becomes probably something to her benefit. So I thought that the responsiveness of our team to make sure that she had the feeling of being guarded by more than one player was something that was really important. And again, the awareness that our players had of where she was very, very impressive. And I thought they did a great job, limited her to just 2 field goals during the course of the entire game. And multiple players were guarding her throughout that game.
So after that win, you get back on the floor Saturday, again on short rest to take on Western Illinois here at the SCSC. And now I know you were concerned about that turnaround. It's the second time in a row, or second week in a row, that you've had something similar. And it was particularly concerning because of the challenge of facing this team and the way they want to play. So how quickly, with the way things started, were your nerves put at ease by your team? Because they came out red hot and played really well on both ends.
Really did. I thought the situation that our young ladies were put in was really challenging, certainly with having a home game after 4 straight road games and no real recovery for that home game, and that opponent being Western Illinois, who's very, very difficult to prep for on both ends because their offense is very different than anyone else's, and their defense is very different as well with the zone and the angles and all those type of things. And just thought that our young ladies responded very, very, very well. They really did. Came out and played extremely hard, played extremely well. We had over 2,500 fans here, which really helped, I think, with that enthusiasm and that energy. And so we started out of the gates and played great. That was the best that we've played throughout the course of this entire game for this entire season.
Well, let's start with the defense again here. Western, like UND and Omaha before them, had a lot of trouble scoring on you in this particular ball game. And now this is 3 straight opponents that you've held to 50 points or fewer. Is this about as locked in as you've been at any point this year?
Oh, absolutely. And really probably at any point during the time that we've been together as a program here at USD is that the way that we've defended the last 3 games has been where we want to be. We want to hold our opponents down in terms of points per game. We've done that. You mentioned less than 50 in each of the last 3 games, but also in efficiency. And so all 3 teams, the combined those 3 games, our opponents have scored at less than a 30% clip, and they've shot it from the 3-point arc at less than 25%. So defensively, we have played very, very hard. We've played really well, and at the same time, that's sometimes a challenge to then offensively kind of have your spacing, your rhythm, your momentum, and I think we've responded, and we've also scored the ball efficiently in those games.
Yeah, that's the next thing I wanted to bring up. Saturday actually marked the 4th time this season that you were able to score 90 points or more in a game. What parts of this latest performance on that end were particularly impressive to you?
Well, I thought it was a really well-balanced attack again, and different players stepped up in a lot of different ways. You know, Chloe Lamb hit some shots early. Hannah and Taylor did a great job scoring and around the rim. Kiera did a really nice job, as well as Elsen, not only scoring but facilitating and getting a lot of assists. Liv Korngable came off the bench and hit some really big shots for us. And I think just that balanced attack is something that was really, really important for us. Madison McKeever's a young lady who really did a great job of getting inside their zone. She did a really nice job during a stretch. I think she hit 3 or 4 pull-up jumpers in a row, which is something that you need to be able to do against this type of a zone. So that the different types of attacks, I think, were really, really important for us.
24 assists, too. Anytime you're sharing the ball like that,
right.
Any coach is going to be loving that particular number.
Absolutely.
Well, the good news is you get a little bit of a breather here before you have to go on the road, back on the road after this 1-game homestand and face Purdue Fort Wayne. How valuable is that extra time, given the run that you've had of games here over the last couple of weeks?
Well, the physicality of the games has been something that it'll be important for us to have some time to recover our bodies from. And then with the missed class days, it's really important that now we get back into a rhythm, because now we're in 2nd semester, and it's really important that our young ladies have time to be in classes and really get back to being who we are as students, and that's really important to us. And work on getting better. This is a stretch right now where we have a couple of days where we can really prep ourselves and focus on us. But then we have a very challenging game at Fort Wayne. Fort Wayne is playing really good basketball. They just beat Omaha, and then they just beat Denver, 2 very impressive wins at home. A team that it really is one of the best defensive teams in the conference in terms of 3-point field goal percentage, in terms of rebounding. You know, they are a team that is really on the rise right now. Well,
and you mentioned that, and they did, a couple of wins for them, and they've had their hard times. But what improvements have you seen based on the film that you've been able to watch since you saw them just a couple of weeks ago here in this building?
Well, I think even when we played them here, I think they're a team that does a really good job of attacking in a lot of different ways. They attack the rim. They've got 2 post kids that can really score it down low. They've got a number of perimeter kids that can really penetrate, but they can also space the floor and hit open arc shots. They have the ability to change their defensive looks up on you. They're a team that can play you in a man and give you a couple different looks in their man. They can play some zone and do a lot of good things with it. So I think their versatility within their offense and defense has been something that has continued to get better for them.
All right, well, use this time, rest up a little bit.
Sounds good.
Good luck to you this weekend, and then we'll look forward to sitting back down next week.
Sounds great. Thank you, Jay.